All right. Well, we are here, and my name's Eric Couch. I've got Rick Havard with me. We want to tell you about this new software, this new platform that you have access to really just revolutionize the way you do business, the way you communicate. We're going to automate your sales process. So, Rick is a personal producer for 25, 30 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
starting to get the gray.
Yeah. And uses this personally in his practice. And so, what we want to do is just kind of walk you through how it works, give you a little more depth than you just saw in that 1 minute video a second ago, and give you some areas where we can use it. So, Rick, before we jump into the whole process, any thoughts from you? Or
I think that a lot of times we all get involved in putting too many steps in. And so I've gone to a focus of going back to traditional call, send, follow up, get the appointment, and that type of mindset. And then I take the tools and come back and put them in place to be able to do that.
right,
And so the objective is to make it as easy as possible for your prospects and your clients to get on your schedule and for you to communicate with them. And so I have a basic framework that I like to work off of, and that's what we're going to show everybody how to do in this next little piece here. And so we're going to do just a little, we're going to switch over to the big screen here.
right.
And then we're going to drop out that video. And so here's what I want to focus on is simplifying the sales process. And the first thing I'll tell you is that if you've investigated doing sales automation, they always want to give you a funnel. And that's good. You've been doing funnels for your entire career, okay? You got a suspect. They showed a little bit of interest. They became a prospect. You followed up on them. You got an appointment with them. You presented to them. They became a lead. You followed up with them. They became a client. All of those steps that you've been doing in your head for all these years, you've already got your own sales funnel. So the objective of what I like to do is how can I help you to enhance that? And so the handful of tools that I found that have helped me as a producer is one of them is to be able to do a block of contacting very quickly, And so, of course, the guy that was always the awesome person that you wanted was the guy that had a leather ear and that could do 350 or 400 phone calls in a day.
Right.
And so I think you can clone yourself, make one recording, make an offer on it, and we use this ringless voicemail to do it, and then send it out to all of the prospects. Now, everybody's been using email to communicate. A lot of folks have been using email, and the open rates have gone down quite a bit.
Drastically.
Right. So if you do a traditional call and send campaign with a request for an appointment, and you hit them with a ringless voicemail that says, hey, I'm sending you an email with my schedule on it, and I want you to click on my schedule and get on it. And in the email, you have a compelling reason why you want them to talk with
Right.
you. Then you're going to send out the ringless voicemail. You're going to send out the email, and you're going to get people that are going to book on your schedule. Now, the coolest thing for me about ringless voicemail and then sending out email, and more particular like a video email, is that they're getting a personable touch. It's you calling and leaving that message. You're not interrupting them. It goes right straight into voicemail. It's not a robocall or any of that kind of stuff. It's on a network that it goes in there and leaves that message. And then same along with the email. And then being able to plug in the online scheduling stops the back and forth of trying to get on somebody's schedule. Then you send out all of your calls, you send out all of your emails. If they don't respond in a certain number of days, you just create another ringless voicemail. Hey, it's Rick again. I left you a message last week. We didn't connect. I want to get with you about this. I've got some new information that I want to show you. I'm sending you out another email, so it'll be at the top of your inbox. Click on the link and get on my schedule. And then, it depends on your situation, your relationship, or how you're regulated. The text messaging is another tool that we use to drive people back into getting
Right.
in and get on your schedule. So at the end of the day, the number one goal is what? More activity, but less time spent trying to get that activity. You just want to be in front of a client. So I drop out a ringless voicemail. I send out an email. I don't do the text messages because of how I'm regulated. But then I drive them into whatever I want to show them. Now, in this case, we have a picture of a sales video,
Right.
as what we want them to see. It doesn't necessarily have to be that, okay? It could be an invitation to go to lunch on a Friday and, discuss new trends and topics, whatever it might be. We just have an offer there that we put out to them. And then the ability to provide online scheduling in your emails, in all of your offers, that drives to an end game of an online meeting, which is what I like to do a whole lot of. I like to do this more than anything else nowadays, or an in-person meeting. So what we're doing is that we have at Your Digital Pitch, ringless voicemail, email, text messaging. We have experience in how to do these sales videos if you want to get into doing that. And we'll show you the easiest and shortest ways to get involved in doing that so you don't get bogged down in funnelytics.
Yeah, it's real easy.
Yeah.
The whole point, keep it simple. Now, if the idea of a video email or a video sales page freaks you out, you don't have to have the video part, right? If you don't know what your script needs to be, we're helping you. Like we've built out a chunk of these done for you campaigns. So, this last month we built one out on just what's the top fixed rate annuity in the country, and just being able to get the word out quickly to your people, right? Building that sales velocity, getting the word out quicker, getting your calendar full. This month we're working on indexed annuities and having a campaign for you to quickly get the word out and say, hey, let's look at your existing one. Let's show you how it's performed. Let's compare it to what's on the market today. And see if there's some upper opportunities, whether that's an annual review with existing clients or whether that's going after new potential people who own an index annuity or may be a candidate for one, right? So we're going to give you software where you can compare it and show you how to do that. But there's a lot of ways that you can use this. It's completely unlimited to really your creativity and how you want to use it. One of the things that, Rick and I had talked about, just some of the ways that you can use it. Again, keep it simple. We just want to make it fast and quick. If you've got 200 calls to make in a day, and you start calling people out, you realize that you've made it halfway through the day. You've talked to 6 people. You've talked about grandkids and vacations and kissing babies, but you really hadn't made it very far into your call list, right? So it's like, how do we get those out quicker so that the calls we are having, we've already got the message out. It's just people responding that want to talk. And that's where this can really escalate and speed up your process and give you that velocity that you're looking for to get the word out quicker. Some areas where you can use this is literally annual reviews, birthdays, anniversaries, policy anniversary. Hey, your product's coming due next month, next week. I'm looking forward to seeing you next Thursday. We're having a lunch and learn. There's so many ways, and actually the smaller you make it, the shorter touch, the better it is. It doesn't have to be this massive campaign. And that's Rick, really what you've showed me is where you're using it in just real small, quick points.
Right. They haven't heard from you in a while. You don't need to hit them with a huge campaign. You don't need to hit them with a ton of information. Hit them with one thing.
Yeah.
And then, if you have other people that are calling your people, I just got an account the other day because I put these calls out regularly, and I do it with stock picks. And so this one guy that he's been doing some stock trades with me, he's selling a piece of real estate, and he goes, I hear from you all the time. And so I got a $230,000 account on a callback because I've been, dropping out regular calls about what's going on with the market and individual stock trades. And so we've had some fun with that. And I really like getting an account, when somebody calls back in with one of those. And so he texted me on a Sunday telling me that he was going to sell that rental property. And I sent him back an email and said, thanks, I got your text. I can't correspond that way, but here's a link to my schedule. Please get on my schedule and let's plan a time to talk about it. And doggone it, if he didn't just go straight in there and book. And so then he and I had an online meeting and went over different strategies that I would recommend to him. The man lives out in East Texas. Okay. For me to go out and have an appointment with him is going to be an all day ordeal. And here we are just knocking all of that stuff out so fast. So is sales velocity, it's speed to market, it's getting information out to people more quickly. And then it's also increasing your accessibility. But nobody had to do any telephone tag to get that appointment booked. And I could respond to him very quickly, on even a Sunday when he texted me. We were leaving church.
Yeah. So now the other thing that you just brought up, and it may have shot past people, is the fact that you say, you're doing stock picks, right? So part of the business, but as we're looking at this and we're going, am I allowed to do this? A lot of people are going, oh, they immediately write it off. Oh, I can't do this. My broker dealer won't let me.
Right.
But it's a script. Series. I mean, your series, everything under the sun.
Yeah, I've got them, but it's a script that you turn into your compliance people.
Yeah.
You're doing a telephone script. You don't want to call people that are on the do not call list. That's a client deal. It's a client situation where I talked to the clients and told them, I'm providing this service. I'm going to start making bullish calls off of certain data. Do you want to receive it? And they said yes. And I said, I'm going to send it to you in an automated fashion. I'm going to send it to you in a ringless voicemail. And then I'll send you an email with it too that has the report that backs up when I make a bullish call. And then it kind of grew, and I let other people receive those as long as they tell me it's okay for them to get them. But if they're not a client and they don't have an account with me, they don't get the sell recommendation, so they just get the bullish calls and that's it. But the game's always been call people, right? But now you call people and people don't answer, or they prefer to text you back. And some of us are caught in a strange land where we can't do that back and forth. And so we can just shift it over to do emails. So I just push people into the email. I send them a ringless voicemail and I say, hey, it's Rick. I'm sending out this email on this item. I want to talk to you about it. There's a link inside the email after you look at it that'll put you on my scheduler. Get on there and let's talk about it. And I really like that. And there's nothing better than getting another email that somebody just booked, without any telephone tag.
Right.
So by putting the automation in there of dropping it out to a whole bunch of people at one time, that gets the job done. I can't tell you how many times something new came out that only the top 20 people heard about it.
Mm-hmm.
So that I think, and Eric and I talked about it, that this
Indexalizer.
Yeah. Research that he has will be able to create an opportunity to have a meeting with somebody. So anyway, a ringless voicemail, I got a new technology that showed me how to look at data in a way that I haven't been able to see before. And I really want to review your stuff with you, even if you don't have it with me,
Right.
Even if you have it with somebody else, let's take a look at it and getting those calls out very fast and then getting somebody to opt in to a schedule.
So whether you're reconnecting with someone or you're doing ongoing annual reviews, or if you're trying to reinvigorate old leads, right? This can be a great resource. Again, what you're getting is ringless voicemail, email, and even video email, if that's something that you would like. We encourage it. Text messaging, if you're allowed to use that. If you have a broker dealer, you may not be allowed to use the text message, but the other two work just fine. Sales video pages, that's optional, but those do work well. And then ultimately what we're doing is we're using ringless voicemail and email to lead us over right here to online scheduling. So we're going to show you how to set up your calendar online that people can schedule directly with you. So that leads them into an online meeting with you or a face-to-face meeting. Ultimately, we're just getting the word out quick, giving you the resource to schedule on your calendar and then have the meeting where people are scheduling appointments with you without you having to do a lot of legwork and be able to do it a lot quicker. I know, Rick, you said you scheduled what, 10 quarterly reviews in an hour
Yeah.
last week.
Yeah. And I was dialing out, and I just know people aren't going to answer the phone,
Yeah.
but I sat down, I was like, I got to get, my big 10, I need to get them done.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I left each one of them a message, and I was like, I'm sending you an email out with a link on it to book on my calendar. I know this is new, but test it out with me. And all of them cooperated, and we had those meetings. So, and if you have people that you haven't talked to in a long time and you feel really bad about it, okay, you've got some of that guilt, put a ringless voicemail out to them with an email to a calendar for a time to them talk on there, talk with you. And you might be surprised at what you find, that they want to hear from you and they want to talk to you.
Yeah, I mean, the simplest is, hey, this is Rick. Hey, this is Eric, whatever your name is, right?
Yeah.
Hadn't talked to you in a while. Would love to catch up. I'm going to follow this voicemail up with you. Feel free to call me right back, or I'm going to follow it up with an email with my calendar. I'd love to just schedule a time where we can catch up. That's simple.
Yeah.
That's simple.
Yeah.
So if you want to see this in action, if you want to see how ringless voicemail works and text message and email and how the calendar, all that works live, what I want you to do is right below this video, sign up, and you'll see it in action. As soon as you sign up, within minutes, you're going to get a ringless voicemail from us. It's never going to ring on your phone. It's going to go straight to voicemail. So we're using the exact same tech that we're telling you about. We want you to see how it works in action. And the way to do that is just click right below, sign up. You're not paying anything. You're just checking it out. We're going to give you a 30-day free trial. We're going to give you a done for you campaign that you can use along with some really simple ones like, hey, this is Eric. Just wanted to catch up with you. Would love to talk. So that's the next step. Sign up below. We'd love to hear from you. We want to get this technology in your hands.